Joining us today is Jane Verity, founder and CEO of Dementia Care Australia. She'll be speaking at IIR's National Dementia Congress, which takes place on the 21st to 22nd of February 2011 in Melbourne. Hello Jane, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, James.
First of all, can you explain how Dementia Care Australia has been championing Respite Centres?
Yes, I have a background in dementia care right back from when I was living and brought up in Denmark and in Scandinavia and done a lot of work there. And what we've done is we've taken the most exciting trends from Scandinavia and melded it together with the framework and principles of the Spark of Life Club program that we have developed, which has created a very exciting and successful formula for day centres. And they have been trialled both here in Australia and overseas. And last year in January, I was invited specifically to go to the Asia Forum on Aging in Singapore to present to the ministries in Singapore and in Asia on this approach to day centres.
And what's the methodology behind the social life model?
Behind the social life model lies a principle that we move our focus from the traditional, more hospital medical-based approach, which is to focus on disease and medication, diagnosis and treatment, to instead focusing on how can we ignite the human spirit? How can we awaken the person with dementia's dormant abilities? How can we elicit their creative self-expression so that we enable them, those who've got dementia, to live a meaningful life, a joyful life, to their fullest potential despite their disease and their disability.
And how does the approach to respite differ between inner city and rural settings?
It differs in very much the framework, the physical framework for the centre. So in a city, often we find it might be an apartment that has been changed into a day centre, respite centre. So there might not be a garden, there might not be the possibility of having animals. And the actual activities that take place will be adapted to the population who have lived in an inner city, whereas more in a rural community it's often a house that can be used as a day centre, often there's a garden around it, and we can even bring animals in. So also adapting it to the population, often in a rural centre, it will be farmers who are coming to the day centre, and it can be great to bring in a potty calf or a potty lamb, and that can be given a bottle, and you might have the chickens. So you actually adapt it both to the environment you have, but also very much to the needs of the people so that they can relate to the activities.
Is the future outlook for respite centres positive? What's your main aim at the Dementia Care Australia, and are these aligned with those of the various governments?
The way we see the future trend is that first of all we need to put our focus on making sure that the people who attend day centres and day respite, that they are really happy where they come, that the whole program is geared toward giving them a good experience, so that when the family carer takes them to the respite centre or someone else picks them up from home, that the carer actually knows that my loved one is having a good time, because that is the only way that a carer can experience to have respite. If they know that their loved one is unhappy, their heart and soul go out to that person and they actually don't have respite themselves. So it's very important that we move the trend from having thought of, well, we just provide respite for the carer, to understanding that that respite only works when the person with dementia is having a good time. So focus must be on a program that really gives the person with dementia a great time. Also, we need to work towards having days where people with dementia come together in day centres, that we stop mixing people with early dementia and people who haven't got dementia or frail elderly together with those with dementia, because it creates so many angry, aggressive episodes as people with early dementia or who haven't got dementia, they're often very threatened by people with more severe dementia. They're frightened and fearful that they might end up there themselves. And the last thing is that it's very important that the day centres of the future are really home-like. It's a home environment, so people feel, oh, I am actually coming home, I'm having a wonderful time there. And that we can begin to extend the hours from just being during the day to also having evening programs, because families might want to go to maybe a regular education session, or they might like to keep up there playing bridge or something they have that they would like to keep going to, where a respite centre can then provide the respite also in the evening. And also we're seeing there's a real need for overnight respite. So not that people need to be there for a long time, but it might just be one night or a weekend if the family needs to go to, you know, a wedding or something special. So I think those three are the most important, that people with dementia can feel really happy where they go, that the ratio is that it's for dementia specific, and that we extend the hours.
You're speaking at IIR's National Dementia Congress, which takes place on the 21st to 22nd of February 2011 in Melbourne. What will be the focus of your presentation?
Well, the first presentation I'm giving is on the Monday, and that focus will be on respite centres. And that will be really practical ideas on some of the things we've spoken about here. It will be on how do we actually change our model to a social life model. Some of those current and future trends. We're going to talk about actual practical solutions for the different needs in inner city respite and in rural respite. And I'm also going to talk about how can we actually introduce both children and animals into our day centres to give even more life. On the Wednesday, I'm actually giving a 3-hour workshop, and that will be on the framework that sets up for success, and that's a framework for the club program, but geared towards respite and day centres.
Jane Verity, many thanks for your time.
My pleasure.